Networking and marketing made simple is for you, the business owner that has a product, service, or message that you truly believe in. My name is Scott Aaron, and each week we'll take a behind the scenes look at real world networking and marketing tactics while leveraging LinkedIn to get what you have in front of many more people. Thanks for spending time with me, and let's get started. So, something really interesting happened to me a couple days ago that prompted this training and this episode. And it's when to block and delete someone off or within your LinkedIn network. But this also can be applied to all social media platforms. This could be applied to YouTube, to X, to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I would say these are three things that could be applied to any type of network that you're building. So the fact of the matter is that there's what I have found for me personally. I would say, personal guidelines for my own mental well-being, but also network health within LinkedIn. If that line is crossed, then I will remove that person as a connection and delete them and block them altogether because I just don't want them in my sphere. It's something that I take very seriously. But before we jump into today's episode and today's training, something that I am truly passionate about is obviously teaching and educating people on how to best leverage LinkedIn to grow their business, whether it's more visibility, exposure, lead gen, all of those things. And the first aspect of that is actually making sure that your profile is optimized on the platform. So if you're watching on social, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you can just type the word profile in the comments and I'll send you a link to download. It's called my perfect LinkedIn profile infograph. So it's a 6-step infograph that teaches you the core aspects of what you need to do to really optimize your LinkedIn profile for increased visibility, allowing you to appear in more searches on LinkedIn, which in turn can allow for more business to come in and revenue, obviously. If you're listening on the podcast, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, or any of the other platforms, all you have to do is go to my website, scottaaron.net, and you can download the free infograph there. It's right at the top of my website, and there's even a pop-up to make it even easier for you. And that's really the first step. So also, if you're listening on the podcast, please don't forget to subscribe, but also leave a rating and review. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, give this video a thumbs up. And again, if you're watching on the other socials, whether it be Facebook or LinkedIn, don't forget to follow my profile, whether it's my Facebook personal or a business page or my LinkedIn profile, obviously. So I also want to hear from you guys. Have you ever had to block and delete someone on LinkedIn? You can drop it in the comments. You can just say, yes, I have, or no, I haven't. Because this is important. So there are let me tell you what happened first. So I was actually doing a LinkedIn Live a few days ago. I was doing a training, and I was talking about the other day where I felt LinkedIn was going, the future of LinkedIn. What I foresaw happening over the next 12 to 24 months. And this person happened to watch the replay, and they ended up commenting something completely unrelated to the topic. The topic that I was talking about was, how they were ending the LinkedIn Top Community Voice program. They were still having the LinkedIn Top Voice program, and just basically they were having a greater focus on founders, business owners, solopreneurs, that kind of thing. And the person had started to write these really, really long comments about questions they had from something that I did months ago about insights and analytics, and it was the weekly sharing tool within LinkedIn, the impressions and what all those things mean. And it was this long comment basically saying, I'm paying for Navigator, I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that. I reach out to LinkedIn, they don't say anything, they don't give me anything back. Am I wasting my money? Blah, blah, blah. So I kindly responded. I said, here are some examples of some of my insights. Because basically they were claiming that if you didn't get 1,000 impressions, then your content wasn't being seen, which is not true. So it ended up being this back and forth, and I wanted to be as supportive and helpful as possible. And I said, listen, I totally understand your frustration. Here are some screenshots of some of my impressions. They're not at 1,000, and I have, a pretty large network, so everything is different. But if you have a specific question, if you click this link, you can submit a support ticket to the LinkedIn help desk, or if you go to Twitter or X, if you follow their handle at LinkedIn Help, you can actually communicate with them there. And basically, that wasn't good enough. I was trying to give a solution to the problem, and it culminated with the person then accusing me of withholding information, not wanting to reveal all my tips and secrets and this, that, or the other, because I probably just want this person to pay for the advice, which couldn't have been further from the truth. And at that point, the line was crossed for me. And I said, you know what, this isn't worth it. I deleted the thread as far as the back and forth between me and this individual. I then blocked and deleted them, because if you were to read through all the other comments, it was all positivity. Thank you so much. I appreciate your honesty and your advice on this, blah, blah, blah. All those things, like normal engagement. So it brings me to the first, I would say, aspect of when you want to consider blocking and deleting a connection on LinkedIn is if you see them, whether they're a first-time offender or multi-time offender, any negative comments within your content. I believe in giving in order to get, and I actually did a poll question on the same thing yesterday, and I wasn't asking for anything more than just finding out if other people had to block and delete other individuals because of obviously the accusation that I wasn't giving enough value and I wasn't being, I was asking for money, which I never ask people for money. I am more than willing to give advice on what I feel is best practices, which is what helped me, which can also help you. So anyone that starts scrolling and trolling your content, they start, being negative and combative and polarizing, where it's bringing a whole different type of non-community building energy, you want to block and delete the person. And it's very simple. You literally just click on the person's profile, and then you'll see a more button, and it drops down, and you can hit remove connection and then block and delete. And especially in the time and the world that we live in right now, with social media being so prominent, with everybody having the ability to share their opinion, their thoughts, their feelings, which everyone is entitled to. But I would say more so as content creators, we have the same opportunity to create and craft a network of how we want it to look, but also the energy that's brought into it and that is given out. So if you have a no negativity rule, which I do, that's one way that you're going to get ousted from my network, because I seek positivity, not only to consume it, but to give it, but also community building. I want people to know that it's a safe space to learn from me, where they don't feel like they're going to get a pitch. I'm always giving people free advice. Download my free infograph, right? Just type in the word profile, attend our free workshop. There's always going to be value first before anything else. So the first thing is, if negative comments on your content, peace, see you later. The second time that I will block and delete a connection, and some people have obviously adopted this as well, is what I call and what some other people call being pitch slapped. Pitch slapped. In the sense that you make a connection with someone, whether it's you sending a connection request to them or they're sending a connection request to you. They accept your connection request. You set up a time to talk. And as soon as you get on there to network with them, they just pitch slap you. They pitch, they sell, could care less about getting to know you, could care less about what you're talking about or how you can serve one another. The only thing they care about is getting what they have to offer from a monetary standpoint in front of your face as quickly as possible. On the opposite side of that, you're accepting someone's connection request because it seems pretty genuine. Maybe they've attached a personal note to it. And as soon as you accept that connection request, bam, you get hit with that pitch slap. It's that 18 paragraph long drunkalog verbal vomit message where they're just selling, pitching, selling, and pitching, which means they could absolutely care less about getting to know you or what you do, who you serve, what you have to offer, and vice versa. They just care about selling and pitching you. That is a one-way ticket where I will block, delete, and remove someone from my network. So, number one, negative comments on my content, you're gone. Number two, you pitch slap me, selling and pitching from the get-go, you're gone. Third and final, if someone within my network, so it's not someone that's commented on my content, it's not someone that has pitch slapped me. If I see a connection of mine within my news feed on LinkedIn, so as I'm scrolling through my news feed and I see someone posting negative or polarizing content, basically divisive content, where it's separating people, it's pushing people into a corner, brash statements, negative content, polarizing statements and content. I also only want to see things that enhance my mental well-being, my mental health, my positive outlook on life. So the people that I choose to engage with content-wise or read their content are those similar to mine, uplifting, information-based, value-added. So if I end up scrolling through my newsfeed on LinkedIn and I happen to stumble upon someone's content that's very negative, very angry, very polarizing, I'm going to block, delete, and remove that person as a connection because my newsfeed is mine. I can choose to see what I do and what I do not want to see. And if I want all positivity, if I want all information-based content, value-added content, that's my choice. And each one of you has that same choice as well. So again, the three instances where I will block, delete, and remove a connection is if someone negatively trolls on my content, if someone is selling and pitching me from the get-go, whether it's in a pitch slap on a call or a Zoom or in a message, or if someone within my network is posting negative or polarizing content, I don't want to see it. And I would love to hear from all of you guys. If you're listening on the podcast or watching on social, you can just comment, yes, I have, or no, I have not. If you have or had not had to block and delete someone from your social media because of one of these three instances. And finally, again, if you're looking to enhance your LinkedIn profile to have a more SEO optimized profile so you then appear in more search results, which again gives you more visibility and more people visiting your LinkedIn profile, that can in turn lead to more revenue coming into your business. All you have to do is go to scottaaron.net at the very top, or the pop-up that comes up, enter your information to download my infograph, 6 steps to a perfect LinkedIn profile. Or if you're on social, you can just type the word profile in the comments wherever you're listening or watching to and from, and I will send that over to you. So I hope you enjoyed today's training. Love and gratitude, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you so much for checking out today's episode. If you could, please support this podcast by hopping over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or any place that you're listening to this. Leave us a rating and review. Let us know what you loved most and what you would like to hear more of. But also, if you would like to learn how to take your business to the next level, whether it's using LinkedIn or working directly with myself and Nancy in our intimate group coaching programs, you can head over to www.thetimetogrowth.com or scottaaron.net to learn more. Thank you again for your support, love, and gratitude, and I'll talk to you soon.